What up, everybody? I'm back. I got to see Deadpool and Wolverine the other night, and this isn't going to be a long review at all because I really don't have much to say about this movie. I'll start off with the positives first, what I did like. Obviously, the interaction with Deadpool and Wolverine. That's like the main reason why we're seeing this movie in the first place. I was excited to see where this was going to take the MCU, but it's not really focused on that. It's really focused on being its own movie while being put into the MCU, and I think they did a good job. I liked how the movie did have its own story, and there wasn't a post credit scene trying to lead us up to another movie. It felt like its own movie. In a way, it kind of feels like it completed the trilogy, but some aspects I don't feel that way, depending on what trait of the movie that you're talking about. The action is obviously great. The action is really good. I think the intro and the credit scene at the beginning is my favorite part, just because of how well it's done. The cinematography is really good, a lot better than the last two Deadpool movies. There's a lot of jokes that land, but there is a lot of jokes that don't land. But for the jokes that did land, I got a really good laugh out of them. It's been a long time since I've had an end game moment in the theater, just going "fuck yeah" when you see a certain character come up on screen, and there's a lot of moments like that in this movie, and obviously that was a very happy moment. And they did a really good job with the cameos. They didn't overdo them. It didn't feel completely unnecessary for the story because those characters were helping Deadpool. Um, they didn't do what they did in Doctor Strange and just kill everyone off right away, other than one person. But there is a post credit scene to stick around for, so don't leave your seats too soon, because I don't know if it's I don't know. To me, it wasn't really worth sticking around for, but it is what it is. I don't know. I like the fighting and that, but at the end of the day, um, I thought this movie was going to have a better story than it did. I know we don't watch Deadpool for the story, it's more for comedic relief. And I was going into this knowing that, but at the same time, I kind of wanted it to have a good story. I think they could have if they tried a bit harder. I didn't really like the story. I didn't like how they went with it. I wasn't a huge fan of them bringing Hugh Jackman back, especially after Logan, and like obviously they make fun of it in the movie, breaking the fourth wall like Deadpool always does. But like, don't get me wrong, Hugh Jackman's performance here is great. We get the yellow suit, the full yellow suit, which was amazing. But there's another half of me that's just pissed off because I really wanted it to end with Logan, and he is having fun here. He is having a good time. The chemistry between them is good. But at the end of the day, like, this man literally came back, said that he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do disservice to the character, and then he came back and just for the money had to make Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know if we're gonna see Hugh Jackman again, but it was fun seeing him have a good time. But I just had that thought in the back of my head. I'm like, I kind of would have rather a new Wolverine, a different variant of a Wolverine, because I really feel like Hugh Jackman era has ended, and I really feel like it's time to move on instead of just baiting us with nostalgia. No one wants a new Wolverine, but there's other actors out there that can do it. And did Hugh Jackman do it the best? We'll never know if we don't give someone else a chance. So, like, everyone thought Jack Nicholson was the best Joker, and then Heath Ledger came around, and then Joaquin Phoenix came after that, which to me is better than Heath Ledger. But there's so many actors, there's so many different, like, they just have so many different traits to their acting. They can do something better than someone. And I'm not saying Wolverine isn't the best, but there might be someone out there that can do it better. But we're not gonna see that if they keep casting Hugh Jackman just for nostalgia purposes. That's where it doesn't sit right with me. Um, I didn't like the story. I didn't like a lot of the fight scenes are just like, they're not boring, but you're just like in an open wasteland for half the movie, like a Mad Max kind of thing. None of the settings or environments really stick out. and the movie is just, the pacing of the movie is everywhere, and you kind of get like fatigued by like the middle portion of the movie where there's just constant jokes the whole movie. Even Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, there are some good solid emotional moments that they just let through. And here, every emotional moment is turned into a joke, unless it's Wolverine and X-23 having a conversation. If Deadpool is in that conversation, he's gonna ruin the moment. And I get it. There's some scenes where it worked because the joke was funny, but like I think they could have just let that shit sink in a little bit more, and just make the movie a bit more rewatchable. Like, it is a fun movie, but I'm at the point where like I just love movies with a good story, and I find that I'll rewatch that over a hack and slash fest any day, unless I'm with my friends and they want to watch something stupid. Sure, I'll throw this on. It's a good enough time. But when it comes to the story, I really think they dropped the ball here. And even though it's not technically like advancing the MCU, I was kind of expecting it to, and it kind of would have been cool to see where Deadpool would go next, but we don't really get anything like that. So I have no idea what's in store for this franchise. I really don't. Um, I'm really excited for the new Captain America movie. I'm really curious to see how Anthony Mackie takes on this new role. It looks like it's going for more of a Winter Soldier vibe, and I'm all in for it. My excitement for Deadpool and Wolverine was never really there to begin with. I was always in the middle. When I heard about Deadpool 3, I was excited, and then as soon as they said Hugh Jackman was coming back, I could never get to 100% excitement. I was always like halfway, and I just had this thought in the back of my head, like, this movie's not gonna turn out to be worthy of him coming back, which to me it wasn't. Like I said, was the man having a good time? Yes, but like story wise, it's like just feels like we're kind of just jumping all over the place, and I have a feeling they don't really know where to take the MCU next, because we had Kang, and now Jonathan Majors is in prison. Captain America's coming out, but I don't know how that is gonna, I don't know if that's gonna give us a big bad for the MCU, or they're just gonna make a single storyline. I don't know. I don't get pissed off if all these movies don't connect. It doesn't really matter to me, but it would be nice to have like a main villain and to work towards, and everyone comes together like Endgame. That would be a cool thing, especially because we're in the mutant phase of the MCU, so there's a lot of stuff they can do. So I just don't want them to get too comfy. Take a bit more risk. Like, yes, this movie's rated R. Yes, there's a lot of profanity. Yes, there's a lot of blood. It's cool that we have all this in the MCU we've been asking for years. I'm grateful for that. But like, can we make a good story first and then choose the violence and everything else second? Because a story is what sticks with people. A story is what makes people go back and rewatch it. A story is everything about a movie. You can have all the killing and everything you want. Is it fun to watch? Yes. But if the story isn't good, like, half of my score drops for that movie. Um, don't really see a lot of rewatchability here, especially because of the cameos. Like, the shock value is kind of gone after the first time you've seen it. But overall, I would give Wolverine Deadpool a 6.5 out of 10. Some really good moments, there is really good moments spread throughout the movie, but like together as a whole, I think it could have been a lot better, and the pacing could have been a lot better. The villain could have been a lot better. There is a lot that they could have improved, and it kind of pisses me off because they've had a long time to make this movie, and everyone's making it out to be the next big thing when it's really just a parody of the MCU. That's really all it is. So that's basically my review. Don't really got much else to say, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you.